Myself, Miss Rachna Jain, Associate Professor, Department of English, Government PG College, Rajgarh, Alwar. Today in this video lecture, I will give a lecture on the symbols and imagery in the novel The Guide, written by R.K. Narayan. So today I put up the question: write an essay on the use of symbols in R.K. Narayan's novel The Guide. To describe the symbols and imagery in the novel The Guide, I can divide these imagery and symbols into 3 or 4 points, such as water, Nataraj, serpent, railway, Malgudi. A symbol in the broadcast and broadest sense of the term is anything which signifies something else. Narayan, being a true Indian novelist, has used in the guide symbols like temple, river, village, hills, caves, snakes, and dance to present an authentic picture of Indian life and to pander to the expectations of the Western man. The Swami, the snakes, the beggars, Bharatanatyam, and the yoga are used by novelists like Raja Rao to present a handy guide to the tourists of India. In Narayan's case, the use of these symbols is not only a structural necessity but also the necessary of the depiction of genuine India and her authentic sensibility. So, our first point is water. At the very end of the narrative, water becomes the symbol of purification. When Raju gets down to his spot in the water to perform his morning prayer for the last time in the novel, all too weak but sincere, suddenly he says that he can feel it's raining in the hills. I can feel it coming up under my feet, up my legs. This moment apparently marks his transformation and purification. The water is the symbol of purification, as here Raju leaves his dishonest past behind. The water washes away the impurities of his soul. Second symbol is Nataraj. The Nataraj statue comes up on various occasions in the novel, and it symbolizes dancing as a holy thing, which contradicts the societal assumption that dancers are from a lower caste of the Hindu society. Nataraj, or the Lord of Dance, is a form of Hindu god Shiva's dance is mostly destructive. This symbol marks Rosie's rebellion against social traditions and norms through embracing her true calling of dancing. In the destruction mode, she breaks all the shackles and becomes free. She needs neither Marco nor Raju to live her life. Next symbol is of serpent. The serpent, closely associated with Rosie, symbolizes feminine power and energy in the novel. The animal first makes an appearance when Rosie asks to see a dancing cobra, and Raju, playing the tourist guide, duly locates one for her on the outskirts of Malgudi. Rosie is fascinated by the cobra as it rises from the ground to the tune of flute and imitates its movement. It is at this moment that Raju realizes that Rosie is amongst the greatest dancers he has ever seen. Rosie's imitations of the dance snake dance seems to reveal her full feminine as well as artistic power, and Raju's completely captivated. Towards the end of novel, Rosie, now the famous dancer Nalini, performs her snake dance before an auditorium packed with the thousand spectators. She rarely performed the dance, which is especially because of the incredible dexterity that it requires. Again, as Raju watches her, he is completely captivated by the beauty and power of her snake mimicry, as are the other spectators in the auditorium. The close link established between the serpent and Rosie therefore indicates that serpent represents Rosie's imagery and power not only as a dancer but as a woman. By the end of the novel, after all, Rosie looms larger than both of men, Marco and Raju, who have tried to contain and control her. As such, the sliding texture movement of the snake seemed to point to the suppleness and dexterity of Rosie's own feminine and artistic powers. Next imagery is the use of railway. The railway, which comes to Raju's hometown of Malgudi when he is still a child, represents modernization and industrialization. Raju and his family watch this railway in awe as construction workers appear to build and the tracks and the railway station, which is located right across from Raju's family home. On the day the railway is completely completed and the station is officially opened, the town is given a holiday in celebration. Indeed, the construction of the railway line to Malgudi changes the villagers' lives in many ways. Raju's family, for instance, grows wealthier as a result of the second shop that Raju's father opened in the station. Raju's own career prospects are transformed by the railway when visitors who arrive by train become the customers that he leads as a tourist guide. The railway not only improves the financial prospects of Raju's family, it also opens the family and the town's inhabitants to a broader world beyond Malgudi, exposing them to people from all over India and from different works of life. As such, in symbolizing modernization and industrialization, the depiction of the railway in the novel alludes to the ways in which these forces have the capacity to transform people's material, social, and cultural prospects. Malgudi is the another symbol. The fictional town of Malgudi represents India in miniature. Like the country of which it is a part, Malgudi undergoes tremendous changes, including the arrival of industrialization and modernization, as symbolized by the railway line that is newly built there. Furthermore, it is a microcosm of the society at large, as it is the home to people who occupy various social and economic positions. The Seth, for instance, is clearly wealthier than Raju and his family, while the poor people who copy the huts outside of the town where Raju takes Rosie to meet the snake charmer are much poorer and most likely of low caste. Malgudi's geography also reflects the wider country. The town is itself, with its condensed population, recalls the large urban centers of India, while the beautiful wild landscape that surrounds it, such as that found at Mempi Hills, where Raju takes Marco and Rosie to look at cave paintings, suggests the country's extravagant natural scenery. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.